Hey, everybody. This here, see if I can get in there right. My daughter drew, and I think it's pretty cool. She did a great job. Sunflower Effect. Got some sunflowers in there. The Amber K. Mersing Foundation. And that's exactly what we are. So, how about that? We also have a logo. I think I'm going to be putting this out there also for everybody to see. So, let us know. I think she'd like to hear some feedback on what everybody thinks about this. So give her some feedback. I think she's turning into a great artist. I'll put that down here. We'll wait for everybody to join in. So, playing around with some lighting here, trying to get some things situated. Today is my Sunday update. So what I'm trying to do is on every Sunday, just provide an update on the Sunflower Effect, what it is, what our goals are, what we have been doing, just an overview. So it's not going to be a real long video. Not really going to do into the face-to-face interviews on this. Who knows? Maybe later we will. But for now, that's what we are. So first things first. Let's get started here while we're waiting for people to come in. And it is official, okay, the Amber K. Mersing Foundation Incorporated. Went through some paperwork, got it, turned it into the state, I can't remember what it's called, the state attorney general, I think it is, or Department of State, maybe. I don't remember. I have to look at it. So we filed the corporation intent, filed all the paperwork, used LegalZoom to help put that all together. And we are officially a nonprofit organization in the state of Pennsylvania. That does not mean we're a 501c3. We're going to evaluate that. We have like 23 months and then we'll be proactive. So I'm going to look into that with what other legal paperwork, what other fees have to be applied, things like that, and what benefit we would have of it. Because I'm really trying to keep this so that we don't have to use money as much as possible unless there's a specific project that we want to work on. So that's where we're at with that. So that is the official name that is filed with the state of Pennsylvania, and it has been approved, and that's where we're at. Now, on that, the way it was set up is Amber, like many of you know just from hearing me talk before, it was my niece and my goddaughter. Loved her like a daughter. My daughters loved her as a sister. She unfortunately passed away on June 4th, 2015 from an accidental overdose. And I say accidental, and I will debate anybody on that, okay? Because addiction is a disease. The first time you pick up, it might have been a choice. But let's face it, we all make mistakes. We all do different things that could have drastic effects. You could have cigarettes. You could have drinking. You could have anything, overeating. You can end up with diabetes from overeating. Some people don't get it that way. You can end up with heart disease from overeating, bad fitness, not being active. Something I keep on battling with myself is also with fitness. So I know that all too well. You get into heart disease, you get into high blood pressure. So it is a disease. It is classified as a disease from the CDC. The current administration, as well as the previous administration, have also said that it is a disease. So we are operating as the Sunflower Effect. The reason we did Sunflower Effect, my wife came up with the name. Amber loved sunflowers. We always planted them, let them grow. And my wife said, you know what, that would be a great name. And if you think about it, a sunflower, and let me just see this picture again here, as people are joining. So the Sunflower Effect right here. A sunflower shines bright. It stands very tall usually. In the daylight, when the sun's there, it shines. Okay, and that is what we're trying to accomplish here, is the shine of recovery. We want to shatter the stigma associated with addiction. And I think a sunflower is just an amazing representation of that. So that is the reason for the Sunflower Effect, as well as the video series that we've been calling The Shine, because the sunflower shines. People that are working a program, work in recovery, they shine as well. So that is what we're doing there. You can access on sunflowereffect.org. So that site is operational, and I post things on there. I take these videos and make them available there so they're searchable. You can also find them here on the Facebook page, which, once again, since you're already here, you should know it. It's facebook.com/sunflower effect. So next, like I said, this is Sunday updates. So we have the paperwork, we have the corporate letter of incorporation. So we have all that taken care of, and we're now just moving forward with what our mission is. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the goals. Okay. The goal of Sunflower Effect is to create a community of people that are willing to fight, to speak up for change. Okay. Change in how we address addiction and mental illness. Okay. We have to shatter the stigma. Okay. People are suffering and they are afraid to ask for help. They are hiding. You probably know people that suffer with addiction and you don't even know that they're suffering because they hide. And we can't have if somebody's suffering, they need to be able to reach out for help. And I mean, that's just, I don't understand that. You know, if somebody wants help, somebody has heart disease, they have cancer, they have whatever it would be, Crohn's disease, all kinds of things, you know, there's no problem about talking, getting some help, because I believe that talk therapy, and when I say talk therapy, I'm not only talking with a therapist, I'm talking with people. You know, you could talk and it makes you feel better. So that is one of the biggest goals, is to end the stigma associated with addiction and mental health, because I believe that there's a lot of crosses between them, and they actually are interconnected. Okay. I myself suffer from chronic depression and some severe panic attacks. And if I wasn't able to talk about it, sometimes I would be stuck in them worse. Mine lead to the point that a lot of times I have to get rushed to the hospital because it feels like you're having a heart attack. And it's very scary when you're rushed in, oxygen and a nitro patch put on you. But I'm able to reach out for help. Okay. Then I find out it's a panic attack and everybody's like, oh, you're faking. Well, I'm not faking. It's not faking. And it's the same with addiction. Okay. So that is what one of the primary goals is with the Sunflower Effect. We could do a lot of this without financial donations, and that's what my intent is. So I'm trying to keep money out of this as much as possible, and that's why you don't see anything asking for money from anybody. Okay, so like I said, we want to shatter the stigma. Okay, we need to get rid of this stigma so people can ask for help. They can ask for comfort when a loved one passes. They shouldn't have to say other things about whenever a loved one passes. They should be able to say the truth and reach out for support, for comfort, for compassion, for empathy. You know, just because of the way a person passes doesn't mean that they should be shunned and just made to feel bad. But that's what happens. I mean, whenever people find out a person passed from an overdose, you would be surprised. And there were times that I hear people say that the response is, that would never happen to my child. My child I raised differently. It has nothing to do with how you raise your child, okay? Addiction is a disease. Teenagers rebel. I know I did. I know I put my parents through a lot of grief as a child, and I was a pretty good kid, you know, but that's what teenagers do. Teenagers are supposed to rebel. It's getting that line so that they're able to do the rebellion, they're able to push the limits, because that's how they're forming themselves and still be safe. And that's what the problem is. We have kids in middle school already doing heroin. Okay. We have them doing pills, opiates, It could be Vicodins. It could be Percocets. It could be oxycodone. It could be just oxys. It could be Valiums or Xanax. Okay, these are very dangerous medications that are a lot of times prescribed illegally. Sometimes they're not, and they're doctor shopped. Parents, if you have any of these medications, legitimately or not, you have to monitor them. Make sure that they're locked up. You don't want your child getting to them. They have these things they call farm parties or something like that. And what the kids do is they put a bunch of pills into a bowl and start picking them out and taking them. Okay. That is a problem. That is a problem. First of all, you don't know what kind of pills you have, let alone that leads to addiction. That's abuse. You don't know what else could happen from it. There was just, I believe it was in Florida, two people that passed away on what they thought was Xanax. And the more and more I'm hearing, it sounds like it might have been a fake Xanax pill that was actually fentanyl. Okay. Fentanyl, carfentanil are extremely and are causing a lot of this current epidemic that I believe really sprung out from the over medication of pain medicine. A lot of people have started from the pain medicine. So that is our biggest goal going right now. Sorry, dogs are going crazy back here. So that's where we're at right now. What I've been doing is making two particular types of videos besides these updates, which I'm going to try to do weekly. Sometimes it might not be weekly. Depends on what's going on. Where I want to just try to keep everybody informed of what's going on, what we're doing. You have ideas, reach out, offer suggestions, offer help. I'll try to align you up. I'm not anything like that. I'm a person that knows all too well the horrible grief of losing a loved one from addiction, and I also know the power, the joy, the proudness of having people in my family that are in long-term recovery. Okay. And that's why one of the things that we've been doing is called The Shine. The Shine, all that is like I said with this here, it's the shine of a sunflower. Sunflower shines out. Okay. I've met people in recovery that they just being of them, the shine from them as they talk about their recovery, and they try to help people because that's what they want to do. They want to give back and help other people reach for recovery, try to get recovery, and keep them along recovery. Just amazing. And to see it and to talk to these people, it's just inspiring. It's just so inspiring. And these are people that, years ago, 5, 10, whatever, however long they were in recovery, would have been called junkies, which I hate that word. Okay. I hate that word. These are people suffering. Okay. We don't have to put them down because they're suffering. Yeah, they're making some bad choices or doing some bad things, and that's what addiction does to you, okay? You can read all kinds of medical journals about how these various drugs take hold. They affect your brain. They change your decision-making, and they do a lot of things. It's not a moral failing. It is a disease. There's a lot of research out there on that. So The Shine is something I'm really happy about. It's available on sunflowereffect.org. I have 2 out there right now. I have some more coming up. You could hear from some people with some long-term recovery talk about their addiction and their recovery and what they want to do. And you'll see a common theme in all of them there's 2 right now, but I have a lot lined up. You're going to see a common theme, and these people want to give back. These people want to help others, which I think is just amazing. So as we're going through with just the Sunday updates, it's not going to be a long video today because it's just going to be some updates, I've been using a program called Be Live. That's what you're watching right now, BeLive.tv. What that is a way of connecting with Facebook Live and allowing other people to join in the conversation. So if you would post a message right now on this live video, it will show up and I could share that message, unless you don't want to share and you want to keep it anonymous. And we can put it up here. We can make it more interactive. You're able to discuss, okay? That's one of the things I really like about this, because social media, people have called it evil. I don't think it is. I think people using it can use it for evil purposes. Okay, it all depends on how you're doing it. Something like this here, it's a positive that we're doing. And there's a lot more like out there like this. They're positive. You're able to communicate with a lot more people. You're able to spread a message of hope and inspiration, hopefully. And you're able to just work with people and bring together people that have the same causes, missions, and hope. And if they need help, you're able to reach out and help them. Like I said, I'm not a medical professional or anything like that, but if you reach out and people have, I will try my hardest to find out how I can help you, if it's just putting you in contact with the right people. Sometimes just talking to somebody is a huge help. I know that myself, which I've talked about before. After Amber passed, I ended up finding Carmen Capozzi of Sage's Army, and him and I have become close friends now. And he helped me through that initial horrible grieving period. I'm still grieving. I don't know if I'll ever be done grieving. Okay, grieving can last a long time. A little bit more at peace than I initially was. I think about her all the time, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to put. And my family was in full support with this, and I have a lot of friends that want to do this also. So that is how we're doing that. Now, the initial videos of the Shine were done offline and then published. I'm hoping to do some more of them using BeLive, where they could be live interactive communications. That's going to depend on the person. Not everybody's going to want to put themselves out there like that. So we'll be playing that one by ear depending on the person. But we also have been doing live discussions using BeLive. I'm able to send out a link to a person and have them join in and have a discussion. We did that with Richard, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Did it with Kimberly this past week, just several days ago. Have a couple others lined up. I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that the makers of Generation Found are going to be joining us. It sounds promising. So no promises yet, though, but it sounds like it might happen, where we could have a discussion with them. I'm excited about that, hoping that works. Reaching out to some people to talk about some other events. Carmen and I are going to be doing a live video. We're just working on getting the schedules right, because he's a very busy man also, and has a lot going on. So I'm looking forward to having him on here so we could talk. The one of the things about Sage's Army, and I've posted a lot on it, is he has a hotline that he runs. Okay. It's a nonprofit 501c3 organization. He has a hotline available 24 hours a day for people to reach out and call for support and help get in beds. They helped a person I know that needed help find a bed for their rehab, and that's just so vital. We have to have that available. So the two more things, and like I said, I'm not making a long video today, is I wanted to once again, before I go on there, just, Sage's Army. If you want to find them, you can get them online very easy at sagesarmy.com. Visit them, check out their page. A lot of good information. Check out their Facebook page. They have a lot of events going on. You can download their newsletter to see what they have done, what they are doing, a lot of school events, things like that are just inspiring. So check them out. I know Carmen has a lot planned also. So my last topic for today is going to be Generation Found. One of the first things we did, I've watched The Anonymous People. I find that movie to be, or documentary to be, very amazing, talking about Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and the various 12-step programs and just how they work, and that it goes into how sometimes we have to have people not in the basement anymore. We have to have some people come out and speak, which is what the Shine's doing, because then I think is going to help get rid of the stigma. Is when people start seeing what it's like to be in recovery. Promoting that recovery is an inspiring and amazing thing. You can have fun in recovery. Your first couple of weeks, maybe months, everybody's different, depends on what you're using, can be very, very hard. Detoxing is horrible. I mean, that's part of what Amber was lost on, is she was dope sick and reached out for one more. And that one more, unfortunately, was her last. I mean, it's hard to think about that, but that's the reality of the substances that we have going on right now. I'm not going to get into debates about marijuana. I've read some stuff that there could be positives for medical marijuana. I'm not getting into that debate. I just don't. My mind's open. Okay, as a person that suffers depression and very bad panic attacks, I don't know. I mean, from what I've read, there's some very positives. If somebody's getting high and driving, that's a whole different story, because your head's going to be fogged. But if there's a medical reason for it, I'm just not going to go into that. I know a lot of other people will. That's on them. Okay. Recovery is being clean and sober. Okay. And I really want to try to stay with that there. If somebody wants to share their shine, please reach out to me. You could message me on Facebook. You could tweet me on Twitter. You can email me. I put the email up here right now. Give me 1 second. Pretty easy one, info@sunflowereffect.org. That will come right to me. Tell me what's going on. If you would like to either have a discussion about ways that that we could help, organizations that you're involved with, events that you're involved with that we could help with. So we have that. You can also tweet me I almost wrote at Twitter. You can also tweet me at and that's spelt wrong. Sorry about that. Let's try this again. At Sunflower Effect on Twitter. Okay. I'm pretty active on that, as well as obviously the Facebook page that you're watching this at, unless you're on an archived version on YouTube, but you'll see all the links. With that, it was a short, 23 minutes here. I could keep on talking, but I just want to end it with the goal of the Sunflower Effect. The biggest overarching goal of the Sunflower Effect is to shatter the stigma. We must get rid of this stigma. I believe that getting rid of that stigma is a big first step into fighting this epidemic. Okay, there's a lot more we could do. I'm going to get into those into future discussions, but let's take that away with right now. Shatter the stigma and show some empathy. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you watching. Subscribe, like us, everything. And let me just show this one more time. Pretty proud of my daughter for drawing this. It's a beautiful picture, and I will be posting this.